Sly as a fox, the fox has long been a shadow in our stories, quick, clever, and always one step ahead. From ancient fables to everyday speech, it has become the very image of cunning. That is why we say sly as a fox. In this story, we'll uncover where the phrase began, what it has meant across time, and why it still shapes the way we speak today. Language is a tapestry, woven with threads of history, memory, and imagination. Each phrase we speak carries echoes of old voices, stories long told, and symbols etched into human thought. Among these woven strands lies an idiom that glimmers with cunning, sly as a fox. But why the fox? Why this creature, darting through moonlit forests and curling in dens, became a symbol of cleverness and trickery? To uncover this, we must wander back into the tales of the ancients, drift through the fables of old Europe, and listen to the ways this animal still prowls in our speech today. The fox has lived beside human imagination for millennia. In ancient Greece, Aesop's fables gave the fox a starring role, time and time again. In one tale, the fox flatters a crow holding a piece of cheese, coaxing it to sing, and as the crow opens its beak, the cheese falls, and the fox seizes his prize. In another, the fox tricks a goat into jumping into a well so he can climb out upon its back. These fables painted the fox not as the strongest of beasts, nor the noblest, but as the one who survived through wits and guile. The Greeks saw in this animal a reflection of human cunning, the ability to twist words, set traps, and make the impossible possible through cleverness. The idea of the fox as a trickster spread across Europe. By the medieval period, the fox had become one of the most popular figures in literature. Nowhere is this clearer than in the tales of Reynard the fox, a character who mocked kings and priests, tricked wolves and lions, and laughed at every punishment. Reynard was sly, shameless, and endlessly inventive, a mirror for human hypocrisy and wit. And so, through story after story, the fox grew into a creature larger than life, not merely an animal slipping between trees, but a living metaphor for intelligence sharpened into mischief. By the 16th century, the English language had already given the fox a permanent place in its lexicon of imagery. To be sly as a fox was to be quick of mind, crafty of heart, and skilled at bending circumstances to your will. The word sly itself carried layered meanings, not just clever, but subtle, secretive, artful. Combined with the fox, it became an image that was instantly understood. For everyone knew the fox's reputation. Farmers feared it in the henhouse. Hunters respected its cunning escapes. Storytellers made it the shadowy trickster who slipped past traps and turned schemes upside down. The idiom took root in English speech the way ivy clings to stone, growing, curling, becoming part of the wall itself. It was natural, almost inevitable, to call a clever person sly as a fox. Yet the phrase carries shades of meaning like moonlight cast through leaves. On one hand, sly as a fox can be spoken with admiration. To say someone is sly is to recognize their intelligence, their ability to navigate the world's snares and puzzles. A sly person can spot opportunities, sense dangers, and twist the rules just enough to emerge ahead. But on the other hand, slyness often wears the mask of deceit. A sly glance, a sly smile, these are rarely innocent. They hint at secrets kept, at motives concealed, at paths taken in shadows. The idiom then holds both the gleam of admiration and the whisper of suspicion. The fox is neither hero nor villain, it is both. And in that duality lies the power of the phrase. Though our idiom is English, the fox's reputation spans continents. In Japanese folklore, the kitsune fox spirits are shapeshifters, often tricksters, sometimes wise protectors. They weave illusions, disguise themselves as humans, and play games with mortals. In Native American tales, the fox is a creature of adaptability and wit, sometimes outsmarting predators, sometimes teaching lessons through cunning. Even in Russian and Slavic stories, The fox is a wily schemer, usually female, who deceives stronger animals by wit alone. Wherever humans told stories, they noticed the fox's way of moving, cautious, sharp-eyed, and clever. They made it into a symbol of the human mind's sly qualities. And so, the idiom we use in English resonates far beyond its borders, part of a global pattern of symbolism. Today, we still say sly as a fox, and the meaning is instantly clear, even to those who have never read Aesop or heard of Reynard. A detective in a novel who pieces together secrets others miss might be called sly as a fox. A politician who maneuvers through challenges with subtle calculation earns the same description. Even a child who sneaks a cookie from the jar before dinner might earn a playful, "You're sly as a fox, aren't you?" The phrase is elastic, fitting both praise and warning. It might honor brilliance, or it might expose deceit. It lingers because it captures something timeless about human nature, our admiration for cleverness, and our unease with trickery. Why does sly as a fox endure when countless other phrases fade into silence? Perhaps because the fox remains close to us in fields and forests, even in cities. We see it dart at the edge of headlights, or catch its eyes shining in the dark. It is both wild and familiar, elusive and present. And perhaps because slyness itself never goes out of fashion, in every generation, in every culture, there are those who win not through strength, but through cleverness. They are the foxes of human society, admired and distrusted in equal measure. So long as cunning survives, the phrase will live on, sharp as a whisper, sly as a fox. The idiom sly as a fox is more than a phrase. It is a reminder of how deeply animals live in our language, how stories shape the way we speak, and how words carry centuries of meaning. To call someone sly as a fox is to see them through the eyes of our ancestors who told fables by firelight, who watched foxes dart across moonlit fields, who knew that cleverness was both gift and danger. So the next time you hear the phrase, pause and listen. Behind those 4 small words is a long chorus of voices Greek fabulists, medieval storytellers, poets, and parents teasing their children, all of them speaking together, keeping alive the sly, bright shadow of the fox. And in that way, language itself proves sly slipping past time, weaving old tales into new speech, carrying wisdom across centuries. For language lives and wisdom lingers. Thank you for watching and for walking these paths of words with me. If this journey into language spoke to you, I invite you to stay connected. A quiet tap on subscribe will ensure that more poetry, more idioms, and more timeless wisdom find their way to you. Until we meet again, may your words always carry both meaning and mystery.